it's your girl Bri, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. And you guys are probably wondering, what's good with the new setup, girl? I'm at my bestie boo's house. Hey. This is my best friend Amanda. You guys, if you've been an OG subscriber of mine, you know that she has been in a video of mine like years ago when we did the best friend challenge and we were super young. Long story short, we're here today at Amanda's house and we are going to be filming a Storytime video. What's our Storytime about, Amanda?
The time we almost got arrested.
But didn't.
Almost.
So we've been actually wanting to film this for years and years now, and we're finally getting around to doing it just because we finally feel like we can put it on the internet because, I mean, we almost did get arrested.
We're old enough now, we're mature.
Yeah, we're
talk
mature enough
about
now. We can look back on it and laugh at it and versus looking back on it and crying about it. We're gonna tell you guys basically the story of how we almost got arrested. If you're not subscribed, you should click that subscribe button down below. I post videos weekly. Also follow us on social media. I'll have all our social media linked in the description below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Help me, Jesus. Okay, I'm going through it right now.
Help me, Oprah. Help me.
I don't even know where I want to start with this because there's so much information. This was on, so this all transpired August the 9th going into August the 10th. So it was during the summer.
We were at my house.
We were at Amanda's house.
And we wanted to do something that night, for sure. Wanted to do something.
We wanted to get into some reckless stuff. Y'all know how it be growing up, teenagers. We wanted to just do something fun because it was summer, and like whenever we were together, you already knew when we were together some, you know, mess was about to go down.
We were always doing something.
We were always getting into something, and not necessarily bad things, but me and her, we were always down to do something, like do something fun, do something different. And when we were together, it was just, you knew something was bound to happen. So yeah, August the 9th, let's rewind a little bit. So the day was good, the mood was good, we were having the best night ever. We were sitting in Amanda's room, we were like, oh my gosh, like what can we do? We were like, let's go hang out with like our friends. We're gonna call them R&R. Like we want to go hang out with our friends R&R. You know, they weren't picking up the phone. We were calling R&R. We were like homies. Like we want to hang out. Like come through the club.
I'll drive there. Like you guys don't have to come over.
We were trying to get them to hang out because that whole summer we had been hanging out with them. They weren't picking up their phone, and we were like, oh my gosh. So we can hang out with them. We're probably gonna be stuck in the house all night. And I didn't know anyone else to call. That was like our go-to that summer.
Yeah.
Like our go-to people to hang out that summer. So like we didn't really have any other friends around the area where she lived in the part of Ohio that we were in.
I had just moved there like 2 years before, so I didn't know anybody.
Right, so we didn't have really any people around the area. So Amanda kind of, you know, has some connections.
I was talking to someone, and it was like, and summer was almost over, so we wanted to like go do fun things, like more than what we used to.
Because I was about to go back to school, and I wanted to like do something fun on like my last week of summer, because that was like my last full week of summer before I went back to school. Yeah, so I wanted to do something kind of fun and memorable. So I asked Amanda, I was like,
memorable.
I was like, do you have anyone you can call up? Do you have anyone that would be down to like, you know, go out, do something, maybe go to like get some slushies? Like I was talking innocent type stuff, like nothing too crazy, but it was
just wanted to hang out.
It was also like 11:30 at night and we were trying to go out. So
I messaged, we'll call him Z, messaged Z, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, let's hang out. I know like we're still friends, blah blah. So he's like, yeah, pick me up at my house. Well, I thought like we'll just pick him up at the house, so we're chilling. We waited at CVS parking lot for him to text
my gosh,
back.
I will never forget.
And like I didn't have very much gas in my car, and I was like, we're gonna like break down right here. And so we go and pick him up, and he's like, we just have to be real quiet and turn off your headlights. And I was like, that's
weird.
sketchy.
That was red flag number one about that dude. We were
and like he lives in a great neighborhood, so it's just like, why would I like no? And so turns out he snuck out of his house to come hang out with us.
Literally, and this dude was like, at the time, like I was a minor and this dude was a minor as well at the time when this all transpired. And Amanda had just turned 19, so, but I was still a minor because obviously me and Amanda are a couple years apart. So I wasn't 18 yet, but she was 19, so like, you know, technically she didn't have a curfew, but I did.
I had just turned 19 August 5th, so 4 or 5 days, you know.
So me and this dude were still under the age of 18, but you know, still growing up, when you're almost 18, you still go out and you still want to like do stuff. It feels like you're an adult anyways. So we picked this dude up and we're like,
where's a good place to hang out?
So that dude said, what about the park, which was the park over by where she lived that was connected to like a community pool. And we said okay because we were like, okay, the park, like it's nice scenic view even though it's pitch black dark outside.
There was good light. I mean, there was good lights. It wasn't like pitch black.
Yeah. So it was maybe midnight. And then we get to the park, and I remember getting out of the car and me just feeling really freaking weird because I was
I looked at it and I was like,
this just feels weird.
Knew this wasn't gonna be good.
Like the whole situation, I was like, okay, like Amanda's with this dude. At first I thought, okay, I'm gonna be the third wheel. I'm like, if she's trying to talk to him, I'm gonna be the third wheel, and I'm just gonna go in there and just like see if they have chemistry, you know, like just be that third wheel. And so
be my wing woman.
They were like walking ahead of me down this trail to the park because we were gonna go walk where all these like benches were, like where the little lunch areas where people
there was like different paths to walk in. There was cute little ponds and stuff like that. So we just decided to go to the little lunch area where you like kids would go eat lunch.
And so we're walking, and I'm kind of like staying my distance. I'm just letting Amanda lead the way. She's talking to this dude because like I didn't really know much about him other than his name was Z, is what we're gonna call him. And yeah, I was just kind of chilling, you know, just being there. We were getting out, we were doing something.
So we go and we find like the picnic area, and we go to sit at a table. Well, there's like multiple tables all around. We sit at one. Well, on the other side there was a bunch of like beer bottles and stuff like that where some other kids had already been there. So we go, we sit down, we're chilling, we're talking, we're Snapchatting and stuff like that, just talking about like the upcoming school year, talking about what we did that summer, like getting to know each other.
We were like reminiscing, all that type of stuff.
And then Bree's like, let's play truth or dare. Like that's something to pass the time.
My great idea.
She's like, that's something to pass the time. I was like,
full of bright ideas over here.
I was like, let's do it. I mean, what's gonna happen? Well, we did a couple truths, a couple dare, and then Brianna's like, I dare you and Z to go jump in the pond over there. You don't have to like get fully wet, just like stick in your feet.
Take a little dip.
Get over there, and it wasn't just a dip because the rocks had like algae or something on it. So I go in and I slip like to my like boobs, and then he's like super tall. He's like 6 foot something, so he only got to like to his waist. So I'm like, so we're laughing. We just think it's harmless.
I'm over here completely dry because I was just laughing at them because I didn't think that they would actually jump in the pond. So when they did, I was like, oh my god.
It was just harmless fun. We thought, I mean.
And then they get out of the pond and we're like laughing our asses off. And at this point, it's like 12:45. It's like maybe like 1:30 at this point, honestly, because I remember it was super late in the night. And Amanda's mom was back at the house, and like she was waiting on Amanda because Amanda was supposed to pick up a Speedy Freeze for her.
I remember that.
We never got the Speedy Freeze. Moral of the story. They get out of the pond. We're standing there, and at this point we're like, okay, we should probably go. So we just started walking back, and we were like a good ways away from like the picnic tables that we were at. So the pond was by like a bunch of trees and bushes, and then the pool was like
turn a corner.
Yes, the pool, the community pool was like directly behind the pond.
A bunch of trees and stuff.
Yes, so like we were within like walking distance of the community pool. So I remember like standing there and like we're walking back. And I was like, what is that? And I looked like I saw lights, like I saw a car, and I was like, what the hell? It's like 1:30 in the morning. Why is someone here? And I remember like I saw like freaking red and blue lights, and I was like, oh my god.
And then I looked at the table, and they had a light sticking out of the thing, and you could see it like moving.
At this point, I was like, you guys, that's the popo. I was like, so we didn't know what to do. We had like no option, so it was either go in the bushes or just start walking back and let them see us. So we were like, we technically didn't do anything wrong, but like, you know, me and this dude were out after curfew technically, but really we didn't do anything wrong. Like we hadn't been smoking, drinking, doing nothing bad. We were just hanging out.
I had just moved there, so I didn't know about a curfew. Like I had no idea that was even a thing.
So I was over here like, you guys, like, oh my god. So my first instinct was I literally ran into the bushes and I drugged them with me. I was like, guys, let's go. And we were literally sitting, shaking in the bushes.
I was hyperventilating,
bawling her eyes out. I was just thinking about how my ass is gonna get whooped when I get home. Like I was
thinking about how I was like, I'm gonna get my license taken away. I'm never gonna be able to drive again. Brianna is never gonna be my friend again. I was like, her parents hate me. I was like, that's my first thought was her parents hate me. They're never gonna let me see her again.
We were in the bushes and I remember the cop was walking around with the light and he was shining the light. He never found us. He got back in his car and he circled around again, and like we could hear something, so we knew that there were other people. What it ended up happening was there were 5 hooligans that jumped the fence to the pool and set off the alarm.
They have a sensor on the fence that if anybody tries to like climb it, try to get over, it sends straight to the cops.
Yep.
So like there was 5 cops there.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, okay, just being at the park couldn't have made us like do something this bad. It can't be like 5 cops worthy.
So I was like, we didn't know what was going on at that point. We didn't know that someone had jumped the fence to the pool. We didn't really know that there was someone else. We thought that I thought the cops were just coming out trying to catch kids past curfew. I didn't know that someone had actually tried to break in or jump the fence to the pool.
So we went ahead and got out of the bushes and started walking like, no big deal.
The main reason we got out of the bushes was because we were sitting there. I was all for staying in the bushes. I was all for staying in there until we knew the coast was clear, because it was such a good hiding spot. Like literally you couldn't see, and they had already patrolled over there, so they knew that we weren't in there. But like, the reason we had to go out is because Amanda's car was parked in the parking lot. Her keys and her ID and everything was on the table, the picnic table, so that we knew that they would find us. Like there was no way out.
I was like, guys, we can't get out of this. They're gonna tow my car. They're going to, like, it's not supposed to be parked there. They're going to take my keys. They already have my ID, so they know that I was here.
Saw the cop car, and we were slowly walking up to the cop car. I was taking the lead. I was like, y'all, like, look.
Bree was ready for it. She's like, I got this. I'll tell them about it.
I was like, listen, we shouldn't get into any trouble because we didn't do anything wrong. Like, they should let us go. So I'm walking up, and here's Amanda and Z. They're soaking wet. So what would you think that they might have just done? Tried to jump the fence to the pool. But really, they jumped in the pond. But the cop's not gonna think that. He's gonna think, oh my God, these are the hooligans that just tried to jump into the pool. And I was fully dry. So
he looked at us and he's like, what are you guys doing out here? And we're like, oh, we were just walking around. We weren't doing anything. Like, we were over and talking, walking around. And he goes, you guys just take a nice swim in the pool? And we're like,
saying that. I remember.
I was like, no. I was like, and then that's when I started panicking. I was like, no, we were in the pond. It's not us.
Amanda starts like having a full-on panic attack from this moment until the time that she got back home hours later. Full-fledged panic attack.
Because he told us to get into the car. He didn't put handcuffs on us.
Yeah, he just told us.
He's like, I need you guys to get into the back of the car. And we're like, I was like, I'm done. I was like, my whole family's cops. And I was like, they're gonna find out and I'm gonna be disowned. We get in there, so I'm like in the middle. Z's beside me and Brianna's on this side. And I'm telling you guys what, Brianna is the most calm hood girl I've ever met when it comes to the cops, because I'm in the back and I'm like, I'm not gonna get into medical school. I'm not gonna be able to do this.
This girl was telling the cop her whole life story and stuff that was gonna run. I was sitting there
Brianna was stoned, like, she's like, Amanda, shut up right now, because if you keep crying, they're gonna think you did something. And you didn't do anything. And the more you cry, the more they think you did something. And I'm like, you're right. She's like full straight, like, don't even care.
I remember like that. It was yesterday because I felt like the more we freaked out, the more they would have thought we did something because we were freaking out so much. So you gotta reverse the role play it on them. You know, you gotta not freak out. So that was my mentality in that moment. No, literally we would have been fine. We would have been able to go home if it wasn't for these kids. So like, I was staring at these kids with the biggest death glare. I was like, y'all really did not just like, I was just thinking about what I was gonna tell my parents. Like, it was like 2:30 in the morning at this point, and the cop was like, he comes up to all of us. He asked for like our license numbers, like our birthdays, our full names, our addresses, blah, blah, blah. So basically the cop is basically telling us that we need to call all of our parents. So Z had to call his parents, and then I had to call my mom. So I call my mom on my phone, and I will never forget. This is one thing I never thought I would have to say to my mom is, Mom, I got caught by the cops. I didn't do anything wrong, but they need to talk to you. Can you talk to them? My voice at this point, I started to cry a little bit. Like,
I noticed you started to shake a little bit there.
I was a little shaken up. Like, I started to cry a little bit. I gave the phone to the cop, and obviously he explained everything. Then I give the phone back to my mom, and she's like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm coming right now.
I didn't have to call my mom because where I was legal, the cop was like, he's like, you right there. You're gonna come with me. And I was like, I'm going to jail.
Separated from her, so me and Amanda had to be separated, okay? So at this point, I'd called my parents. Me and Amanda had to be separated. It was like literally watching like someone you never see again walk away. Like, I thought I was never gonna see her again, because like I thought my mom was never gonna ever let me hang out with her again.
Yeah.
I just remember at this point, I had to sit in the back of a cop car with Z. We had to drive to Z's house. My first time riding in the back of a cop car, I was like listening to him like input it into the system and like phone the police station to tell them that like they're bringing us in. And I was like, oh my God, my life is over. Like, I'm gonna go to jail. Like, that's what I was thinking, because I started to think the worst. And I was like, I don't know if they're really gonna let me go. Like, are they gonna press charges? So we roll up to Z's house. You know, they drop Z off, they get his parents, and then
they didn't know he snuck out.
His parents had no clue he snuck out, and then I had to ride back to the police station alone with the cop in the back of a cop car. just silence.
I
And,
texted her and said I was on my way there because I gotta go free. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, the only like we weren't gonna get in trouble. The only reason he had to take her because she was a minor, blah blah. So he goes over there and he's telling me, he's like, you know, I understand. The cop was so great. He was like, I understand.
Yeah,
like,
he was nice.
I've been that age before. You just want to have a little bit of fun before school starts. He's like, you guys didn't do anything wrong. You honestly wouldn't have got caught if it wasn't for those kids.
Right.
So he's like, but just to let you know, you just me, Brianna wouldn't have.
What she could have got charged
But he's
with.
like, just to let you know, you could have got charged with being out past curfew, corrupting a minor, and then he's like, and then the alcohol, like the beers that were already there. He said that since we were there last, they would have been considered ours.
Yeah, like since they were.
So I would have got underage drinking.
No.
So I would have got 3 things, and I'm like,
Okay. So we roll up to the police station, and I'm reunited with Amanda again.
I had to
just
go home
remember-
and change and put gas in my
Yep.
car, and
I just remember, I'll never forget going up to her and just like freaking crying. Like she was already total raccoon eyes. I was already getting to that point. And I was trying to call R&R, our friends that we had tried to hit up before. I was leaving
Yeah.
them voicemails like,
you won't believe what happened.
yo, you won't believe what happened. Y'all should have hung out with us. Like, if you would have hung out with us, it wouldn't have happened. So I was trying to call them up because I was like, I knew that they were right down the road. I was like, y'all, like, but I knew dang well that my mom was not gonna let me go back to Amanda's after. She was gonna take my ass home, which she did. So then my mom rolls up, she comes in and she's talking to the cop, and he was basically telling her the same thing that he told Amanda, like the whole situation, and that he was gonna let us go, and this was gonna be a warning. He wasn't gonna put it on our records, and he wasn't gonna put it on Amanda's record because he understood that,
Yeah.
like, you know, we seemed pretty clean. Like, I think if the situation would have been different and the roles would have been reversed,
Yeah.
we would have freaked out. It might have been like less believable that we didn't do it. I had never gotten in trouble with the law before. I had never been pulled over. I had never been like anything with the cops. Like, I had never had them like involved in my life whatsoever.
Same.
So I was like, oh my god, like this is the first time this has ever happened to me. And I just remember the drive home back to my house. The 45
stopped at Steak and
minute drive.
Shake.
I stopped at Steak and Shake. I told my mom, I was like, please don't hate me, but like, I know you're really mad at me right now, but I'm so gosh dang hungry. Can we stop and give me a burger? And I ate that steak burger and I cried. I was like, y'all, like, I just
She just sent me Snapchats of you eating the burger.
I wish I still had those Snapchats. But like, oh my gosh, you guys. And I just remember, because we went back to Amanda's house first and we saw Amanda's mom, and my mom and Amanda's mom talked about everything. Because obviously Amanda's mom was supposed to be like in charge of us, like to know where we are and
We
to
kind
know
of
what
like
we were
snuck
doing.
out almost.
Technically, in a way, we snuck out. Like we were supposed to go get her a speedy freeze.
Yeah. We were
Didn't come back with that. Basically, that's the time where we almost got arrested because we very easily, she especially could have gotten arrested. I technically could have spent a night in jail had my mom not have been able to
You would have
come
been in
and get me.
juvie. I would have been in real jail.
I would have been in juvie. Y'all, I can't even deal looking back on that moment. It was a learning experience. It's hilarious looking back on it now. I can't believe that
We
it
just want to
actually
say
happened.
thanks to the cops for being so
Thank
nice
you.
to us.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy learning experience. It gives me anxiety talking.
Yeah, it really does.
The moral of the story, we didn't come home with the speedy freeze. Don't go out past curfew, guys, because you never know what can happen, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're a minor and you're hanging around older kids, like, watch yourself, because you never know. Like, I genuinely didn't think that anything like that would happen, but, like, you never know. That was years ago, but it could still happen today. But that story time was pretty crazy.
And your cops that you get might not be as nice as the cops that we
Yeah, those
got.
cops were, like, granted, like, really, really nice. So
They
we were
were.
able to kind of, I feel like had we have had a cop that was rude and, like, harder on, like, people.
The youth trying to like
Yeah.
mold us into better citizens.
Right, we might have gotten, like, you know,
paid a big fine.
yeah,
Got
or had to,
jail.
we might have gotten like charged with some sort of something, and we very easily could have, but we didn't. So I'm very blessed to say that we got.
We were also
Let off.
trespassing on public property.
Yeah, trespassing. That's what we could.
So I almost got charged with 4 different things.
Yeah. But that was our story time. Oh,
Yay!
I can't believe that we finally said it. Oh my god.
We finally got it
Almost
out of our chest.
Crazy, y'all. I still can't believe that happened. I know this was a lengthy video, but you know, me and my Chick-fil-A Coke over here. I'm sorry, but Chick-fil-A and McDonald's have like the best Cokes.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, this was our video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more story times, crazy stuff doesn't happen in my life very often, but I mean, sometimes when it does, on the occasion, if you guys would like for me to do a story time about it, thumbs up this video. And yeah, we'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!
Yeah. I can't dance.
Shake it for the beat. Shake it.